What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to the channel, man. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hopefully everybody is having a good week, because it's rough out there. But so today we got another install video, and what we're installing now is something to help improve our steering, because your boy thinks he's a driver, or I like to think I am, but I do like hitting some corners. So in order to assist with hitting them corners correctly, I got me the 25mm Perrin rear sway bar. So this is going to accompany what I already have on the car. Just trying to make improvements here and there. Like I said, I still have not lowered the car yet, but I think the best way you can see how much these suspension mods help the car is before you lower the car. So if it's on stock suspension and you put your sway bars in there, you kind of can tell, you can feel the difference in between how the car drives. So I think, as if I get to that point where I lower the car, like I told you, getting it in and out of the driveway is a problem. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to get coilovers or air suspension. I got a homeboy at work. He keep telling me about these air ride suspensions and it's quiet and all this stuff. You know, my boy Al. So I'm gonna see what's up with that. Do a little bit more research on it, and if I may go that route. If I do, y'all gonna be there for it. But anyway, I'm quit jabbering, and let's take a look at everything we got. All right, now, so as usual, you know, you have your pairing instructions. So we got the instructions. Here's the sway bar, the 25mm sway bar, which is way thicker than the stock one. And this thing it's got some weight to it too. So it comes with the bushings that secure it down. And I also went with the Perrin end links. I didn't go with the adjustable ones because, yeah, I'm trying to make this as, how do I want to say? I want performance, but I don't want to be going too wild with it. You know what I mean? So if need be, I can always swap them out for the adjustable ones later. But for right now, we're going to go with these. And, you know, it comes with the, now, the sway bar does not come with energy suspension lube, which, or I'll say mine didn't, but it does come with the end links. So I got some of this that came from the end links, so I should be able to use this on these bushings and on the end links as well. Also, we got the hardware. Now, I'm hoping I don't have to take off my Y pipe, but I probably will. But if I do, I'll let y'all know. So I guess what's up next, dude, is we got to go ahead and just take the stock one off, and then we'll do a little comparison. All right, so this is an extremely tight squeeze for me. I don't know if I probably used the right ramps or not. I probably should have used the bigger ones to lift the car up a little bit more. But I'm gonna see if I can work with it. If not, I'm gonna have to flip it around. But here's my Y pipe. I want to say it's 3.5. Yeah, it is 3.5. But it's pretty big. But this is the stock sway bar right here. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to remove these two bolts here, one up here at the top, and this is where your end link is attached at. So I should be able to take this off here. That way I can take this all off as one piece, because I'm not gonna be reusing these end links. But I'm gonna take all of that out. Same thing on the other side here. Boom and boom. So I'll take those out, and this should just come out. Now I'm gonna see if I can kind of snake this around here. I'm really thinking I may have to use my other ramps, because these, you know, I'm using my Cusco ramps, and it's just, it lifts it up a little bit, but not enough, I don't think. But I'm gonna see. Well, looks like for recording purposes, I wound up having to put it on the taller ramps, because the boy was having a hard time trying to fit up underneath here. But let's get this going. All right, so I got it out of there. Just had to maneuver it around to get it out of there, but That's the sway bar, so you can see how thin that looks in comparison to this thing. I mean, look at that. Pretty huge difference. And put this right there. As far as for the end links, you can see how wimpy those things look in comparison to these. So should definitely be an improvement, and should be able to see what's going on. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run this thing in there, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it in there with these attached to it, and then I'll attach the end links to it after I get it in there. So let me get to working on that. All right, y'all, this is gonna be a hard one to show you guys. I didn't have to take the wire. I figured out how to get it on there. So I got, what you wanna do is you wanna make sure that you start with the passenger side on the other side over there. This right here is the driver's side. So the way that you get this in here, once you get it worked in right here, and let me see if I can show y'all this on camera. So there's that right there. So that looks like that on the driver's side. So it's on the other side of that bracket there. Oh man, this is so tight. All right, so over here, this is how it looks on the passenger side. So I got this side like where it's already in the position. Okay, now, so for right here, what you're gonna wanna do is, see how that's pointing that way like that there, you wanna face it up. Once you face it up, rock it all the way back. You want to put it just like that, to where this part is going right behind where the bracket holds on the sway bar, and then push it all the way over. And once you do, at that point, put this camera down, all you got to do is then lift it up and you're in. So then it's in. It's just, you got to manipulate it a little bit to get it in there, but it's doable to do it in there without taking out your Y pipe. But it's in there. So now all I got to do now is put the end links in there, and then put in the spacers and stuff. Okay, so now before I do anything else, let me put some lube on these bushings, that way I can kind of loosely bolt them in with the stock brackets, because you do have to reuse these. So I'm gonna put some of this lube in there. Not gonna be cheap with it either. It's got little grooves in there to kind of hold the grease in place so it doesn't get all squished out, which is good. All right, that's one. All right, it's gonna be kind of difficult to show you guys, but so I did the other side just so I can figure out how to get it in there and get the spaces in there. I did loosen up this the shock bolt, but I'm gonna see if I can get away with not doing it on this one, just because of what I figured out on the other side. But I still may have to loosen it up a little bit. We'll see. So first off, when you're doing this here, the end link is going to go on the outside, but you want to make sure that it's going to be like this. So the flat side is going to go towards the center of the car, and the little edged, ramped out part right here is going to go towards the outside, like towards the tire. So that's how it goes in here, and the end link is going to go on the outside of the sway bar. So when you put in this, the bolt in, actually the head of the bolt is going to go on the outside. So it's gonna be a washer. I put some grease on there, that's why it's staying on there, but it's the washer, the bolt, and then a washer on the opposite side as well. Then, like I said, I'm going to the center bolt because I just wanted that medium setting. If I want to change it later on, I'll do that. But for right now, I'm gonna set it to the medium setting. But once I put that in there, then the next thing you're gonna have to add in there is gonna be a washer, the lock washer, and then the nut. So let me go ahead and put that thing in there. It's gonna be hard to get y'all to see that part of it. So like I said, I'm gonna put that on there loosely. And then at this point, now, seeing as though I got this thing set to the middle setting, So what that's going to require as far as for spacers, it comes with 6 spacers. So depending on where you set this thing in, whether you want it on soft, medium, or hard, it's gonna dictate where you put these spacers at. So since I'm putting mine on medium, it's gonna require that I put 2 facing the front of the car, so on the front of the bushing on that side, and then this 1 on the rear. So now what I'm going to do, now that's what's made me take this off. So I took that off of there to try and make it easier on myself. So now I'm going to put the bolt in and put the first 2 spacers in here. So now I'm through my spacers. Now let's get this to go through the bushing here. There we go. And now comes to this outside one. So now let me lube this thing up on this side. That's going to be touching the actual bushing on the end link. So now the way I'm doing this, reason why I took these off of there, so I can slide this thing back to try and make it a little easier for me to slide the this other bushing in here, this other spacer in here, I mean. And it's not working. So so I am gonna have to loosen up this bolt. So let me loosen this up real quick. And this one is it's a 17. All right. All right, we back that off a little bit. And now, uh-oh. Let's get this other spacer in here. All right, I got it started. So the next thing you're gonna have to do is get you a little flathead screwdriver. Okay, see now I got it to where it's barely showing through there. Get you a flathead and just pull it down right to where it needs to go. Okay, so now let's line that up, push this down. At that point, there you go. That is in. So now all I got to do is put the little brackets back on this bolt. I mean on the bolt, the bracket back on this bushing and start my bolts in there, and then I'll start tightening everything up. All right, let's get into some torque specs here. So it says 30 to 40 foot-pounds. So I'm going 35 on the top bushing bolt right here. So I'm gonna do 35 on this one. That's it right there. And then on the lower bolt here, I'm gonna do 40 foot-pounds on that. That's it there. And this one said 89 foot-pounds, but I think that's a bit excessive. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna do like 80. I gotta set to 80. That's it. That still seems like that's too much, but yeah, 89, I'm sure a few pounds ain't gonna get it too bad, but there we go. There we go. All in, everything is all tightened up. Not that bad. It does have torque specs on there, but it's not that tight, so I just tightened it on there as hard as I could, you know, without going too far with it. It's not like it's not that delicate, but you don't want to strip them either. The torque specs, like right here on the OEM bracket, the torque specs on that, it says 12 foot-pounds, but like I said, I tightened that on there. Just me tightening it on there with my hands is just way more than that. Well, there it is, man. It is all installed. It's not that bad of an install. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And thank goodness I didn't have to take any of my exhaust components off. It was just a little tricky trying to maneuver that in there. It's pretty tricky, but it's doable without taking out your Y pipe or any of that. The sway bar is not gonna go unscathed though. It's gonna have some little scrapes and scratches on it, but it's underneath the car, so who cares? But all in all, it wasn't that bad of an install. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's fairly easy, got it done fairly quickly. Even me recording it, I figured I feel like I got it done pretty quick. So you guys could do it. It's not hard. It's gonna take a little time. It's a little tedious, but you could do it. Save yourself some money, man. And the money that you would spend to have somebody else install it could be money for another mod, dude. So remember that. So I'll link everything in the description. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do another video driving on it. I don't want to put it on this one because I don't want it to be that long. This was just really all about installing it. The next video is gonna be me driving and, you know, taking it, well, not the next video, but I'm gonna drive it, take it through some corners and stuff like that, get a feel for it so I can give a nice little review on it. But while I'm reviewing it, we're gonna do a little driving on it and I can kind of describe to you how the car feels. Because I haven't driven it yet, but I will. So appreciate y'all, man. Thank you if you made it this far in the video, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, hit all so you get notified whenever I put out another video. And until that next video, peace.